You hear it all the time. They say, just do yoga. It'll help your back. But what if I told you that not all yoga helps, and some might even make things worse? Despite the warnings, I decided to give it a try. So I tried it and tried it again and again. Different styles, different teachers, different studios, but nothing seemed to help. Some even made it worse. And honestly, I started to think that yoga wasn't for me. And then I found this one class. This class was intense. It wasn't just any yoga class. At first, I hated it. The room was hot. It felt like a sauna. The poses were precise. There was no flow, no fluff, no music. It felt like work. It didn't feel like yoga. It felt like physical therapy or punishment. And the sequence, same exact routine every single time. But the end of that first class, I felt like I survived something real. I tried telling people I did it, but they didn't understand. They looked at me like I was nuts. To me, I felt like I climbed Everest. To them, it was just some stretching in a living room. But over time, something shifted. Once I stopped fighting the poses and started breathing into them, it got easier. Not because the class changed, but because I did. My muscles, the one that used to flinch with every twist, started cooperating. My back stopped flaring up. My body started trusting movement again. And I kept going back. This wasn't just stretching. This was nervous system rehab. This was reprogramming the fear that my body has been storing for years. It taught my muscles, hey, we're safe now. You don't have to flinch anymore. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what that kind of yoga was. Not just yet. Because if you're anything like I was, skeptical, frustrated, tired of gimmicks, maybe a little desperate, I want you to understand why it worked when nothing else did. Because at the end of this video, you might find yourself wanting to try it too. So years ago, I was in rough shape, multiple back injuries, flare-ups, spasms. I tried everything. And then I found this one yoga class, and it wasn't like anything I ever tried before. It was hot, intentional, precise, and it started changing the way my muscles responded to movement. This wasn't stretching. This was retraining my body's memory of past injuries and pain. Let me show you what it was and why it worked when nothing else did. This wasn't about touching my toes or twisting out like a pretzel. It was about rebuilding my muscles, unlocking my spine, and retraining my nervous system. And get this, it all took place in a room so hot, I thought it was in a sauna. But there's a reason for that heat, and it's genius. There was a woman in my class, mid-60s. She was quiet, struggling to touch her toes on day one, but she came back again and again and again. One day after class, she stayed behind. She lifted her shirt slightly and showed me the scar from her spinal fusion surgery. And then she smiled and said, "This class, it gave me part of my life back." That's when I realized this wasn't just any yoga. It was rebuilding people. It was the first place her body felt safe enough to move again. Now, about that heat, you see, in India, where yoga was born, the heat is just part of the environment. Your muscles are already warm and relaxed. Your joints are more mobile. But when yoga came to the US, yoga got dropped into chilly studios with air conditioning blasting. It kind of felt flat for a lot of people, including me. The secret sauce? Someone figured out how to recreate that intense Indian heat inside a US studio. And that's when everything changed. Because when your body is warm, your muscles stop resisting. Your tissues become pliable. You can finally move the way you were designed to. And that's when healing starts. Cold muscles don't move well. They resist, they cramp, they injure. So this class recreated the original conditions in India on purpose. The heat became the healer. It softened resistance. It helped my body trust movement again. At first, I resisted it. I thought it was just a gimmick, but it turns out it was everything. So with this heat, your muscles are naturally loose. Your tissues become pliable. And now you're ready to move. Now, there's a moment in class when everyone is bent sideways at the same time, half moon pose. And especially in the first few weeks, for a second, everyone wobbles. But then suddenly the room clicks into sync. Now, that's not just balance. That's dozens of broken, injured, scared, tight backs learning to trust themselves again. It's not just balance, it's trust, and it's beautiful. It's like watching a broken orchestra finally playing in harmony. Yoga prepares you for real life. This yoga isn't about becoming a pretzel. It's about training your muscles for real life moments. So you're sitting cross-legged, wrapping presents, you lose the tape. It's behind you. You twist to grab it and bam, your back goes out. But in yoga, there's a pose just like this. Seated, twisted. It's called seated spinal twist. And it's like giving your body a chance to rehearse for that exact moment. So the next time life throws you into a twist, your muscles don't panic. They now know what to do. Do it enough and the movement becomes familiar, not dangerous. Now, what if someone asked you to grab the good dishes from the top cabinet? You reach, you lean, you hand them down, and ouch! That's when it literally, the first pose in this yoga class that I'm speaking of. You do it dozens of times, so then when you do this movement at home, your body's ready. Your body isn't shocked. It's prepared. You drop a sock behind the couch and bend to pick it up. And yowzers, your back goes into spasm. But there's a pose that mimics this too. With this yoga type, you practice it with breath and control over and over. So when you move like this in real life, your body doesn't flinch, it flows. Your body gets a chance to rehearse life. So the next time life throws you into a twist, your body doesn't panic. It knows what to do. There's a thing called muscle memory, but sometimes it's not the kind you want to remember. Sometimes your muscles remember the wrong thing. It remembers the pain. It remembers the injury. It remembers the trauma. Imagine that your muscles are like a smoke alarm that goes off in the middle of the night. Maybe one time there really was smoke and maybe even danger. But now, months later, it still jolts you awake at 2 a.m. over a piece of burnt toast or a low battery. Your heart races, your body tenses. That's not weakness. You can't go back to sleep right away, even though there's no real threat. That's how your muscles often behave. They overreact to harmless movements, locking up when they don't need to. Not because something is wrong now, but because something was wrong before. And your body hasn't forgotten. That's how your muscles act too. One man said to me one time, he said, it's like my body keeps flinching from everything that isn't even there anymore. Even when I try to relax, my back locks up. My hamstrings tighten like a reflex. I'm not even afraid, but my body still is. That's muscle memory gone rogue. And not the good kind. The kind where your body remembers a slip, a fall, a bad move, and keeps reacting like it's happening again. But this yoga, it gives your body a new story. In this heated room, with the steady rhythm of poses and your breath, your muscles start to unlearn the panic. They stretch. They hold, they release. Now they are making new memories. Memories of yoga class and how the muscles are now working in harmony. And after a while, they remember not the trauma, they remember the calm. They remember control. This yoga gives you hundreds of chances in every class to rewrite that memory. Instead of locking up, your muscles work together. They harmonize. They become calm and trusting. The more good memories you create in your body, the less room that there is for bad ones to take over. It's not just stretching. It's actually reprogramming fear into freedom. One man once came up to me and said, "This yoga saved my marriage." I asked him why, expecting a deep emotional story, but what he said was even more powerful in its simplicity. He said, because I can reach the top shelf again. I can help my wife. I can unload the dishwasher. I can untie my shoes without grunting. I feel useful again. Then he paused and told me, before yoga, I felt like I was fading into the background. She had to do everything for me. Carry in the groceries, bend down to plug in cords, lift things that I should have lifted. I hated watching her struggle while I stood by. I didn't feel like her partner anymore. I felt like her burden. He looked at me in the eye and he said, now I'm back. I can do things. I feel strong. I feel present. That's why I say it saved my marriage. Sometimes it's not the big things. It's the little wins that give you your life back again. So the yoga that I'm speaking of isn't the candlelit, relaxing yoga that you might have tried in the past. It's hotter, it's more structured, and far more therapeutic than people realize. There's something about the way that this specific class is structured, the repetition, the intensity, the focus, that starts to retrain your nervous system, that quiets the panic, that softens the overreaction. You're not just stretching, you're building a new language between your brain and your body. Your muscles start to unlearn bad habits and relearn good behaviors. Your body begins to trust movement again. It realizes, I can move like this and not get hurt. So what was this mystery yoga that helped me rebuild my injured back and gave me more strength and flexibility than I ever had before I got hurt? The yoga that saved me from horrible back pain and rebuilt my back was Bikram yoga. I didn't come to it with high hopes. I had tried other kinds of yoga before, but nothing worked until I walked into a room heated like a sauna, dripping with humidity, and was asked to do the same 26 poses that were organized in a specific order. Every class was exactly the same each time. I didn't understand it at first, but my back did. The heat, the repetition, the intensity, it changed things. Here's something that most people don't know. Bikram yoga used to be everywhere. Studios were packed. The name Bikram was on billboards. People swore by it because the method worked. But over time, the name disappeared. You know why? Because the man who created it started charging big licensing fees to use his name. So yoga studios stopped calling it Bikram, and they just started offering hot yoga with the same sequence of the same 26 poses in a heated room without the royalty fees. And here's the key. Bikram didn't invent these poses. Those have been around for centuries. What he did was organize them. He put those 26 postures into a deliberate, specific order, repeated the same way every class in a heated room to help your muscles relax and move more deeply without injury. Why the heat? Because it worked. The heat wasn't just a gimmick, it was a tool. When your body is warm, your muscles are more elastic. They stretch easier. They release tension faster, and they're far less likely to tear or cramp. That means you can go deeper into each posture safely. In India, that heat is built in. Yoga originated in a naturally hot climate where 90+ degree days are the norm. So people there were already sweating and loosening up before class even began. But in the US, yoga studios were air conditioned. People came in stiff and cold, and the results were not the same. Bikram brought the heat back in, not for comfort, but for function. The heated room recreated the conditions that yoga was meant to be practiced in. It softened your resistance. It melted your edges. It allowed transformation to happen faster. And even if his name is no longer at the studio door, the sequence didn't disappear. The name just got quieter, but the benefits still loud and clear. Even if you don't see the word Bikram on the sign, you're looking for a heated studio that runs the same 26 pose routine, same sequence every time, designed to retrain your muscles and your mind. That's the one. It works because it's deliberate. It works because it's repetitive. And when you step in that room, your body knows this is different. This is safe. This is where I heal. There was one woman who used to cry during a final savasana, not from the pain, but from relief. She told me once that this was the only place that her body didn't feel afraid. Her body had been clenched for years, always bracing, always guarding, like the trauma might return at any moment. She wasn't battling pain as much as she was battling anticipation, the nervous system on high alert, 24/7. But for a few minutes at the end of yoga, something changed. Her muscles melted, her jaw unclenched, her breath finally deepened, her body finally let go. And for the first time in a long time, she felt safe, not just emotionally, but physically. That's not just flexibility, that's freedom. That's the body learning to exhale and believing that it's okay to let go. Here's the secret that no one talks about. Back pain doesn't just come from injury, it comes from muscle chaos. Muscles firing at the wrong time. Muscles that don't talk to each other properly. Muscles that overcompensate, muscles that don't know when to fire or know when to relax. Bikram yoga, or what is now called hot yoga, re-educates your body. Every posture is designed to coordinate muscle groups, to turn chaos into cooperation. When your muscles work in harmony, they stop overreacting, they stop panicking, they protect without locking you down. Before we wrap up, I need to give you a heads up, because what's coming next might be the most important video you'll see if you're dealing with low back pain, sciatica, or that deep ache in your butt that just won't go away. You've been told it's a disc, or maybe your posture, or maybe your hamstrings. But in over 90% of the cases that I've seen, the real problem is something else entirely. A single hidden muscle that almost no one checks. Not your doctor, not your trainer, not even your physical therapist. And the craziest part, if no one looks there, you could chase pain relief for years and never get to the root. In the next video, I'm revealing what that muscle is and how it causes pain that mimics a disc injury, and how to start fixing it from the ground up. Trust me, once you know what it feels like, you'll never mistake it for anything else again. Please note that this was just one chapter. Hit subscribe so you're here for the rest of the story. Because this isn't just about pain relief, it's about ending the cycle, rebuilding trust in the body, and finally getting real answers. Symptoms are just clues. Your body never locks up without a reason. One story at a time, one truth at a time, until the big picture finally makes sense and you get the answers you've been searching for. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video gave you something valuable to take away. Your next step is just one click away. Check out our next video right here. And if you want to join this community and see more content like this, hit subscribe and give it a like. I truly appreciate the support.